Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the FV304, it's the Tier 6 British SPG. It's located on the defending spawn of Steps Assault under the command of Beerwalla. 2 marks of excellence and a lot of marks of achievement on top of his Burt. This is the little Arty that could or would if they had actually built it, but they never got around to. It was a light SPG developed in 1947. The prototype was supposed to be built in 1950, but the project was cancelled as it was considered obsolete. It was actually supposed to be a series of light vehicles made all around one chassis, and the FV304 was supposed to be one of those chassis based on a light tank. You can see here he's got the 4.5-inch howitzer, and that means he's capable of 450 alpha, and he'll penetrate 28mm of armor with those HE rounds, and he's got a burst radius of about 2 meters. It's about the same as the Bishop. Well, it is the same as the Bishop. And his first shot is a direct hit on a Cromwell. Okay, he's now going for a T29. He's landed in a Tier 7 game with Tier 6 tanks. In fact, there's Tier 5 tanks as well, so he's middle tier. Now he's trying to defend his cap area for the next 10 minutes to win the game. He's doing his best to score as much damage on the enemy as he can. He's forced that T29 to pull back, but you can see the good thing about the Burt is it can actually shoot over the top of rocks because the shell trajectory is very high indeed, and it just basically comes down from above. When he guessed that the T29 would be just about there, but I think he actually pulled back just a little bit further, and in fact now we can see an enemy box tank, and he's taken up the position where the T29 was. In fact, he's coming in faster than the T29 is. Rounds out. Got a direct hit. Now they are getting close, but the Burt is a short-range Arty, so it has to fire fairly close to the target. One of the good things is it's the fastest Arty in the game, 72.4 kilometers per hour, so it can get out of trouble if it needs to. Okay, box tank, dialing in, let it settle. No, he didn't let it settle, and consequently the shell missed. He's now trying to set up a shot on the T29, but he's moving too quickly towards our teammates. So now we're going for the box tank again. This time he'll let it settle. Unfortunately, it hits the rock face instead. Okay, BZ58 in the background. He's backing off. Can we get a shot on this? Well, he's not trying at the moment on the box tank because he's had so many shells miss. But this time around, he's fully dialed in. And yes, he does hit the vehicle. Now, he should be able to penetrate the thin armor on the box tank, especially around the casement, because that's where it's vulnerable. Rounds out. Yes, he got another hit. BZ58's in sight. Trying to get a shot on him, but he keeps pulling back into cover. Okay, he fires it in. And yes, he gets a hit. If they're doing that and rocking backwards and forwards and you're trying to chase them and follow them, sometimes it's just best to pick a spot and shoot and see what happens. If it actually does hit the vehicle, it might actually stop them and slow them down quickly enough that you can actually get a hit. And then obviously once you've had one hit, you'll be able to get more. Okay, BZ58's moved up. And he takes a direct hit, 164. Okay, that's a good target. That's a T34 shielded. Tier 5, rounds out. Gets a nice hit, 179. Yeah, he's backing off as well. There's only 3 tanks trying to get round this side, and it's the box tank, the T34 shielded, and that BZ58. They're the only ones trying on this side. It looks like the enemy is trying harder on the other side of the map. The box tank's gone, so now he's going after the T34 shielded. Lines up a shot, and he's gone. That means now there can only be the one tank, the BZ58, but he is coming on quite quickly. We're trying to dial in as quickly as we can, but before we can get a shot off, he's gone behind the rocks now. We get a hit. Fires one in. Yes, he does get a hit. Even that bit of a snapshot there. But he did get a hit, and now he's trying to pull back so he can get a different angle on this guy. The M10, he's the guy who finishes him off. Unfortunately, he also got finished off by the enemy M10, so there is another tank up there. It's just we can't see him at the moment. The shiv's headed in that direction. Oh, right, okay, so we're losing tanks, and we're 2 down on the enemy at the moment, with the strongest force coming in from the east. So we're going to have to find a position so that we can actually take out these tanks as they're coming in without them seeing where we are. Of course, we do have to get as close as we can, otherwise we're not going to get shots. He's moving and looking through his aim at the same time just to make sure if he's got it right. He can park up behind this rock here. In fact, I think that's what he's doing. He's checked. It looks like he's got a good position here to fire. Okay, he's trying to get a shot in on that little pocket at the south end of the map. That might be where one of their tanks is located. In fact, actually, we've now seen the Cromwell. He's ducked out and he's running, and he's just too close now for us to actually get a shot. And it looks like one of our teammates, the Stug, was actually daydreaming. And one shot to kill it. An excellent shot there from Beerwalla. Changing position again. You can see why he's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. He's very quick with these shots. We're 3 down on the enemy now. We can see where the enemy M10 RBFM in the north was. Yes, he was up on the heights shooting at our tanks, and all of our tanks up that end of the map have been wiped out. So now we've got nothing to protect us from that guy coming in, and that's why Beerwalla is setting himself up here next to the cap so he can shoot over the top of this VK and over the rock to get shots on the guy. We're expecting him to turn up. But in the meantime, the Panzer IV is coming in from the other side. He's dialing in as quickly as he dare. Just misses him. Don't back up too much, you'll go into the VK. And the VK doesn't like it. He's pushing back. Yeah, don't upset your teammates by running into them if you can help it. Lines up the shot. And he gets a hit. 181. We were spotted. But the enemy Panzer IV goes down. Now, the enemy Arty's an M44. If he's positioned himself well, he should be able to get shots on that position. So he moved, got out of the way. Okay, another enemy box tank over this side of the map. We've got just over 2 minutes left in the game. If the enemy doesn't capture the cap or kill all of our team, then we win. That's the 2-minute warning. Rounds out. Just in front of the target. Go for it again. Let it dial in. Rounds out. Oh, he's moved. In fact, the enemy senses that they're leaving things too late, so they are coming in quickly. Rounds out. Yes, another kill. That's his second. Okay, more tanks coming in. This time it's a bathtub. The S-35CA. French tank destroyer with a big gun. Trying to get a shot on target. He's backing up because he knows he's in trouble. Don't have great armor, the bathtub. Oh, kill shot right into the side. So that's 3 kills now for Beerwalla. And we're going for the box tank. Snapshot. It hits the target. 179. You can see where it impacted. We've been spotted. Going for another shot. And it's another hit. We've got less than a minute to go, and the people who spotted us was this T-3485 over here. We're auto-aiming on target, and the Arty just smacked us, and he stunned us, and that's what has actually upset us. We've got the enemy M10 coming in from the north. We need to get behind this rock to protect us whilst our teammates are actually doing the job outside this area. Now, can we get a shot on that T-34? Yes, we can. He's dialing in. 16 seconds left. Fires a snapshot in. It doesn't work. He fired a bit too late. Arty's just fired. Just missed us. The M10 behind us is actually being killed. So now it's up to just these two players, the VK301H and Beerwalla. And one of the enemy tanks has just got behind us. It's a T-3485, but the game's over and we've won. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for Beerwalla in the FV304. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13. A Confederate hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And he also picked up a high caliber as well for dealing the most damage in the game, at least 20% of the enemy hit pool. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage was 2,337 hit points. The second highest damage was the T29 on the enemy team, 1,862, followed by their SU-100Y. At least one of them managed 1,580 hit points of damage. I suspect that was the one who was actually coming in from the east rather than one from the north. But we never know. Anyway, well, we don't know in this game. When it came to kills, we can see that the highest number was actually the M10 RBFM. I think that was the one that came from the north. 4 kills to him, 3 kills to Beerwalla, 2 kills to the VK301H, to the Type 95 Giro, and also to the M10 RBFM on their team. And on the enemy team, the M44 and their box tank managed to get 2 kills as well. And when it came to base XP, Beerwalla got the highest with 826, 814 went to the T-3485 on their team, and 682 went to the T-29 on their team. He fired 30 rounds, got 15 direct hits on the enemy, and no penetrations at all. 22 splash, damage of 2,337, of which 917 were more than 300 meters. So you can see that most of the damage was actually done at very close range in this game. 2 hits by way of splash damage. The enemy Arty tried to get him. They succeeded in stunning him twice. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged. 3 were killed. 167 hit points of damage assistance. Now, he earned a profit on the game of 49,460 credits on a premium count. And he also took away 5,576 experience points as well. So a very good game for Beerwalla in the Burt. But he sent us in another replay, so let's have a look at that one. In the second replay, we can see Beerwalla's in the Object 261, the Tier 10 Soviet SPG, and he's on the north spawn of Erlenberg Assault in the defending team. So 2 assault games, one after the other, and on both occasions he's in defense. Okay, well, this is an 18cm howitzer capable of 800 alpha and penetrating 45mm of armor, and it's capable of a 9.5 meter burst radius. Okay, he's aiming downrange, going for the street where the enemy tanks are bound to come up that street, because if they want to get to the east side of the river, they have to come up there. Nobody in sight yet, though. Aha, well, a Hesh barn has actually been spotted the other side of the road. And from this position, he can get a shot, but only if the guy comes through that gateway there. The guy's hiding for good reason. In fact, it looks like they've got a chieftain trying to shoot through the window at our guys as they come down. So instead, you can see that Beerwalla was going to hit the enemy tank that just died, the Progetto 65, but instead now he's having to go back to these tanks over here. And you can see it's got a slightly bad angle there on that gateway. If the enemy tank moves through the gateway, he might not be able to get a shot. But if he moves slightly further to his right, he might be able to. Okay, Runner Sorrente. He's dialed in. Oh, in fact, there's more than one tank there. In fact, now he's going to go for this Object 268. Rounds out. Direct hit. 285 hit points. And he got some stun assist as well. Okay, so it looks like he's going to have a bit of a fun time shooting at these enemy tanks in the castle grounds. That Progetto's pulled back because he's been badly damaged. He doesn't want to take another hit, so he's now gone into TD mode, trying to shoot from a distance. No shot on the chieftain on the west side of the river because he's moved in between the buildings. And we're now guessing that the 268 might be in that corner but he just can't be seen at the moment. Now, one of the bad things about the Object 261 is it doesn't have that many rounds. Unfortunately, you only have 20 to start with, so you have to make the best use of them as you can, and that means sometimes you have to hold on to the shell rather than shoot, because if you were to use it, then you might regret it when you need it later on. He's decided to go to a different firing position over here, see if he can get better angles on the enemy. This should open up the possibilities of hitting some of the enemy tanks in the castle grounds. Okay, this is a good spot. And he can hit those guys now. He's fully dialed in now, rounds out. And he smacks the Progetto and the Rhinocerente. I think he got a direct hit on the Rhinocerente for 219, but he also got 107 off the Progetto with Splash. I'm pretty sure it was the Rhinocerente he hit. Did more damage to that guy. Okay, on this side of the map, we're looking for a couple of enemy tanks. I think one of them's the Object 268, and there's believed to be another Progetto on that side, Progetto 65. Our Object 277 will proximity spot them if they try to come up behind him. On the other side, oh, there they are. In fact, yeah, he's got the 268. Smacks him for 255. That's a useful shot. Makes it possible for the 277 to take him out with one round. But he's holding on. And I suspect that... oh, he was aiming at that time. I suspect now that Beerwalla's going to try and take that 268 out. In fact, the Progetto's just come into sight. He's a little further back. We're going to go for the kill. And he gets him. Splash kill. So that's his first one of the game. In the meantime, that Progetto's moved up on our 277. And now we've got a Guerrilla to play with. Guerrilla 15. Tier 10 German tank destroyer. No armor. HE rounds would be perfect. They'll do a lot of damage. They should go straight through. Rounds out. A direct hit, but it only got 298, so it didn't pen. It looks like the shell actually hit the gun because there's a mark on the gun where it impacted. So that's why we didn't get a pen on that one. Unfortunately, hit the Guerrilla, but... oh, the Guerrilla's just been taken out by our Striv 103B. And we've got some support gathering around us at the moment. Yes, we've got a number of bodyguards who are actually are all around us. And they're shooting from a position just in front of us. Can't see it until we come out of aim view, but you can certainly see it on the mini-map. Okay, Progetto's on the move. Rounds out. And he gets splashed, and then he's taken out immediately afterwards by the Strip 103B. Now you can see them. Yes, we've got our own little posse here. The posse is actually acting to try and pick up the scraps after Beerwalla smacks them with an 18cm howitzer shell. They then take them out immediately afterwards. Okay, Rhinocerente. He's going to be the next victim. Rounds out. Shell lands short. He ducks into cover before our 277 can get a shot, but the 277 wants the kill. And the Rhinocerente did go down to the Strip 103B, so he's picked up another kill with the help of the shells that were fired in. Okay. Trying to get this Progetto 65. This is the guy, I think that... is it the guy who fell back? Well, he's taken a hit for 335. And he's gone as well. The 277 got him. And now we're starting to spread out and go after the enemy. Okay. Just to the west of the main street, we've got a couple of tanks. A Progetto 65. And the Chieftain was seen momentarily. The Progetto's just gone down. So Beerwalla's going to try and relocate to the west side to get a better angle on those enemy tanks. At the moment, he's trying to shoot through gaps to try and get the shells on them, but it's very difficult. The hash barn just went down. The good news is we're 5 up on the enemy. He's just smacked the Death Star for 351. Bit of a snapshot, but it worked. Reloading as quickly as we can. Well, the Death Star's decided to cross the bridge. We're not loaded yet, but we will be momentarily. Unfortunately, I'm not so sure Beerwalla's going to be able to get an angle on this guy unless he moves slightly further to the north. At the moment, he's trying to engage the Strib 103B, and we've got no shot. But the Death Star just went down, the Strib nailed him, and now that means there's only 5 enemy left. Okay, safe to move this direction because we've got an E50M and an Object 277 moving south from here. They'll be able to clear out any of the enemy team. And oh, their enemy Arty's on this side of the map, and he's just been discovered. Okay, is he going to try and run for it? No, he's ram killed. The E50M took him out. Over on the other side of the battlefield, we can see an Object 268 version 5 right up on the hill. Oh, direct hit, 292. That was a difficult shot because he's basically hulled down in that little groove. The Centurion Action 10 is up on the hill, but he's coming down. In fact, it looks like all of the remaining enemy tanks are up here. So this game's going to be over momentarily. In fact, no, one of them, the Batchat 25 ton, is down to the south. But he gets another direct hit, and this time 290 hit points. He leaves that Object 268 version 5 on a one-shot. Reloading as quickly as he can, but he doesn't need to worry. The 268 version 5 just got killed by the E50M. Now we're going to try a shot on this Centurion Action 10. And he's gone. So that just leaves the Batchat 25 ton down in the south. Has he tried to drown himself? No, he dies. And that's it. Game over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was another ace tanker game for Beerwalla in the Object 261. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 9, and he got another Confederate, this time for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, but same as before. And on the team score we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the E4, got 3,672 hit points. Second highest damage actually went to the Centurion Action 10 on the enemy team, 3,181 hit points. And in third place we've got, yes, Beerwalla with 3,120 hit points. There was no high caliber because the E4 didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. When it came to kills, it was the Strib 103B. He was doing exceptionally well because, of course, he was taking out the enemy tanks that Beerwalla had just reduced in hit points by hitting them with the howitzer. So he was double tapping them, taking them out of the game. 6 kills to him, so he managed to get a top gun. And 3 kills went to the E50 Ausrung M on our team and the Batchat 25 ton on the enemy team. We can see that Beerwalla only got 1 kill in that game. But when it came to base XP, he's a lot higher up the schedule because up the table, the Object 277 was doing a huge amount of spotting for our team. 4,980 hit points of spotting. So yes, by holding the gates of the castle, he was allowing the other teammates to actually shoot at the enemy tanks and take them out one by one. He got 1,143. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base. But we can see the next highest scorer was Beerwalla with 983. And in third place, the Strib 103B with 976. Beerwalla only fired 12 rounds in the game, so he still had 8 left after the end of the game. 8 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 15 splash. Damage of 3,120 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, kill 1, so there's your Confederate. 2,670 hit points of stun assist of 14 stuns, so combined damage was close to 6k. Now on a premium account, he actually earned a profit of 9,788 credits. If he'd actually had a free-to-play account, he would have made a loss. But he also took away 4,425 experience points as well, so it was a very good game for him. I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.